This week on The Rock.
We check out the new esports club at AHS.
Next, we see how to stay safe on our trails as it gets dark.
Finally, we're going to give you some information on men and boats.
All that and more this week on
The Rock.
I'm Will McCracken.
And I'm Jacob Hoxie. We've got a great show lined up for you this afternoon.
With the winter season starting up, we've got a whole new roster of sports to keep track of here on The Rock.
In fact, there's a whole new genre of sports here at AHS, esports, with a club that meets every Thursday in Mr. Wendling's room.
Wow, the future is truly here.
John Harrison tells us more about this exciting new segment.
A newly founded esports team is starting to take root here at AHS, taking in people from all grades and all skill levels. We wanted to get some info as they go into their first official season.
The esports club is kind of a way for gamers to kind of create a community inside Anacortes High School, as well as kind of an outlet for them to turn their hobby into actual career scholarships.
And this is something that a lot of people who want to go into esports want to play in a formatted league structure.
The club has gotten support from the HSEC, a group looking to legitimize high school esports teams.
So the High School Esports League is the first national league to organize younger players. This organization kind of allows high schools to structure gamers and allows gamers to have kind of a set path. So the league that we play in, the High School Esports League, dictates some games that we can play during the Winter Open, which is our next competition. But the more popular ones that we actually have teams for include Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege,
League of Legends, and then we have a whole list of about 20 or 30 of games. While I do have a couple teams that have started scheduling practices and practicing together, many of them are just saying, whenever we can, get on and play together. It's a lot of freedom when it comes to practice, and it's a lot on you and your team to get together and practice.
Even though they're just getting started, they're already coming up on some established competition.
I would say Siege are always one of our rivals, especially since they started up way earlier than us. We're joining an Overwatch tournament in February that they are hosting, and a lot of our teams are looking forward to playing them.
One thing that's important to the club as a whole is a sense of community, not just between their players, but for the fans as well.
And so we decided to create a channel where we can live stream not only our competitive events against other schools during our season, but also just allow our gamers to kind of just connect with the community and stream kind of practice sessions and have the community get in touch with us.
Yeah, so the link for our Twitch channel is Anacortes Esports. Once you look up Anacortes, it should show up pretty nicely.
Because that's one of the big things about esports is you don't just fall in love with the game, you fall in love with the players and the teams, and that's what really develops fan bases and helps drive our players forward.
For The Rock at Anacortes High School, I'm Abby Davis.
Club.
Be sure to keep an eye on youtube.com/AHS Live for any updates on their competitions.
You know, I gotta say, daylight savings isn't the greatest.
Where did that come from? What?
Well, that's what our new segment is about, Will. How daylight savings is affecting our forest lands. Eddie Clark and Wade Miller made a segment on how to keep safe if you're hiking the trails at nighttime.
Fidalgo Island is such a beautiful place, and with so many forests and viewpoints, it's hard to pick a trail sometimes. So, what are some good trails to hike? If a vantage point is what you're looking for, then Mount Erie is your spot. Formed in the Jurassic period through volcanic activity, this mountain has a unique texture made of diorite, which is beautifully contrasted by the usual greenery of our town. To hike this trail, we need to head to Heart Lake Road and turn on to Ray Old Boulevard. The trail is steep and rough, but never gets repetitive, and if you don't feel like walking, you can drive to the summit and find a parking spot. And either way, the view of Skagit County can't be beat. For a better view of the San Juan, then Sharps Park would be your best choice. Located on Rosario and Parkview, this trail contains neat features including ponds and old growth trees. And with so many benches, it's hard to keep moving sometimes. Although you're going to want to keep pushing forward to Sayers Head. As it gets closer to the top, trees slowly let in more light until you get to the peak where you get a scene of the surrounding islands. The view is breathtaking and is the best in mid-afternoon when the sun rays start to hit the water. Not looking for a long walk? The Cap Sani is what you're looking for. With a wide variety of ways up, you can either walk up next to the disc golf course or past the amphitheater and walk up some stairs. In each case, the walk will only be about 15 minutes, and at the peak, you'll meet a nice view of the entire town. Now if you've made the mistake of staying up too late and wondering how to get through these trails without an unplanned camping trip, well, the answer is being prepared. If you head out later in the day, you want to bring some hiking essentials. Most importantly, you want to bring a charged flashlight with backup batteries. You'll also want some sort of map. And don't worry, you won't need a pile of last century's papers. With a cell phone, you can access any trail with a map. Also, pack some snacks and water. Now you can pack it up and head out for a nice day of hiking.
It's important to stay safe as the weather gets colder and the days get shorter.
If you're not the trails type, there's always the community theater to check out.
This week, the AHS Drama Department is putting on a showing of Men on Boats.
The show takes place at the end of the 1860s with a group of explorers traveling down the Green and Colorado rivers.
Through the struggles of the journey, each member of the cast is able to brighten things up with their own unique senses of humor.
The show is at Anacortes Community Theater, across from the library. It's $5 to get in, and you're going to be supporting the school's drama department and the great student actors.
The play starts at 7, but make sure to get there early because seating is limited.
Be sure to swing by. And with that, that's going to wrap up our rock for today.
Remember that next week we have a few half days before Thanksgiving break. So go hike those trails to work off the extra calories you're going to be eating on Thursday.
If you have any questions or comments, be sure to email them to us at therock@asd103.org. We'd love to hear your input.
With that, I'm Will McCracken.
And I'm Jacob Hoxie.
And from our rock to yours, have a great day, AHS.